Itaewon Semi. Oh, what a cold day today. It is Tuesday, December 15th. And this video is probably not going up for a couple weeks. But I just wanted to, I had some time today. And it is cold, like -10 during the daytime. So we have a cold snap, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. I had a cold snap. Daytime highs not getting above -5. So those of you in Korea, keep your water running in your bathroom. The cold water running, otherwise you're going to have frozen pipes. And trying to get a plumber to come out to defrost your pipes, going to cost you 100, 200 bucks. And you're not going to have hot water. You're not going to have any water. And you might damage your pipes. You don't want that. Happened to me a couple times over the 10 years I've lived here. Not a good thing. Anyway, today what I'm going to talk about is apartments. Renting versus buying. So a lot of people excuse me, confused over what options are available. So I rent. And there's 2 or 3 different ways you can rent in Korea. Look at this beautiful day. A little bit of snow still on the ground because it hasn't melted because it's been too cold. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep switching hands because it's cold and my gloves are in my backpack. I don't want to take it off, and just for the 5 minutes I'm gonna do this. So renting, the easiest way that you can rent in Korea, and this is gonna be for foreigners, okay? Not for Koreans. Easiest way to rent is to find an apartment, find a real estate agent, find an apartment, pay the deposit, and rent monthly. So, no, there's an easier way, is to get a shared, so you don't have to pay deposit, like the big deposit, and I'll talk about that in a second. Is a shared apartment. Shared apartment, someone's already living there, and you just share a room. All right, so that's a good way to do it. Another good way, the other easiest way, or the way that has to happen, is what's called key money. So you have to deposit like $5,000, $10,000, and for a 2-year contract, and you pay a small monthly fee, rent. Koreans used to have where they take the deposit and it offsets the cost of the rent because they earn money from that interest. Now, your deposit is secured because you can register it at the local community office, and the landlord gives you that back at the end. It is illegal for them to take anything out of the deposit. They have to sue you for damages. They cannot, the deposit is separate from a security deposit. Okay, that's called key money. Then there's chonse, which is 50 to 70% of the value of the home. You give that to the landlord, $250,000, $500,000, and you live rent-free for 2 years. You just pay utilities. You get that back at the end of 2 years. Again, that's secured and protected. Now, I've lived here for 10 years, 11 years, coming up on 12. And people always ask me, I got asked just recently by one of my viewers. And oh, I want to say thank you to all my viewers and some of my newest viewers. I wanted to say a big shout out to my newest viewer. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I should have written it down. But you're from Uzbekistan, and he's living in Korea, and he gave me a really positive shout out on my Instagram, and he was feeling really down and despondent, but he watched my video a couple weeks ago about how to retire, and he said it gave him some inspiration, and I'm really happy I did that. I'm not doing it if I can help people, then great. If I can offer some advice, then great. You know, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy living life, all right? So anyway, so he asked, or somebody asked, why I don't buy. Well, buying comes with its own headaches. If you're gonna stay in one place and you're gonna set up roots, family, career, all of that wonderful stuff, then it probably is a good idea to buy. But like me, somebody who wants to travel, move around, and wants to maybe leave at a moment's notice, buying's not a good idea. Buying means you have maintenance, taxes, depreciation, the whole slew of things. And in Korea, buying is ridiculously expensive. The housing costs in this country are insane, are just way, way too much, especially in Seoul. I don't know because I haven't even looked at it because I know how ridiculous it is. Now, as a permanent resident, I do qualify for a loan, and as a foreigner, I qualify for a special loan where I can get quote unquote a mortgage at a very low interest rate. I think 1.77 or 2.3, something like that. Some ridiculous price. I was like impressed with that. I might do it, but once I leave, then maybe as an investment property I might do that. Oh jeez, it's cold. My hands are freezing. I gotta get back into the office. So yeah, ooh, that wind is biting cold. So anyway, why would you rent versus buying? Well, number one reason is being a foreigner, it's not easy. Number two, the cost is really prohibitive. And the Korean government is what is it? Cracking down on investment speculation. So the tax rate is really high as well on second homes. So I think the only way to do it is probably as a first home, and then when I leave Korea, rent that out and have somebody here who I trust to manage the property or whatever. That could be a good thing. So anyway, that's my take on renting versus buying. I've always rented, and I've always done key money deposit, so $5,000-$10,000 as a key money deposit, which again I'll get back, and I've gotten back every time I move. I get the money back and I give it to the new landlord. So what else? Overall, I'm gonna say that buying is not a good idea. I had this one YouTuber that I follow in Thailand, and he had a really good idea. He said, and this is what he did, long-term rental, 30 years, and he got a deal. Now, he did 15 years, but he got such a good deal, like insane price. But he told the landlord he basically takes over the house. He does whatever he wants within the like permit system. So he has to get permits and everything. So he's going to change the house to the way he wants. Now I haven't calculated the numbers, but he showed it that it makes a better deal, especially for him because he has no dependents and he doesn't need the money, like the investment. Because people invest in a house for their retirement. He's already retired. So part of his retirement budget is rent. And that's where I'm going as with this as well right now. Now, when I first get to Sri Lanka, I can live with my parents rent free. they have a huge 5-bedroom house, so I'm not worried there. I just have to pay a little bit in utilities, internet, cell phone, and food, transportation, entertainment. I'm gonna be looking at business opportunities and maybe doing some work over there. But I've already calculated that I can live for less than $200-300 a month, and then spend about $2,000 or $3,000 a year on travel. Like if I travel once or twice a year to, like, you know, someplace warm. Well, I'm already in someplace warm, but you know, during the summer months, I would travel to like Korea or someplace else. That's not as anyway. That's besides the point. So that's why I'm saying, unless you're settling down, unless you're putting down roots, family, then buy. There's an investment, yes. But if you're like me, single and traveling, no roots, don't buy. Rent. Itaewon Semi, living the COVID life. I'm out.